guys again. I was trying to do a little bit of a setup here, but I couldn't um, have it like I wanted. So, sorry about that. So I just want to formally introduce myself. I'm Ricardo Flores. I am a product manager here at EPCOM. I mostly work with networks, um, and I work with the brand Teltonica. I give some service here at EPCOM for them. So we're going to explore a little bit about Teltonica. I have talked about it before, about 4G LTE routers and stuff like that. We're going to go into a little bit more of 5G uses applications and what's the difference between 4G and 5G. So I want to start with some stats that I find interesting. So at the start of 2024, the market share at the end of 2024, the market share percentage by region for 5G infrastructure was, as you can see in the graph, was mostly based on the Asia Pacific, which is market at the moment, but experts say that North America is projected to expand the fastest in the next year, so 2025, 2026. It's what is forecasted for them. So Asia Pacific is right now in the lead, mostly because of which is a great, one of the giants of the networking market. They have Samsung, other big market, and they have many smaller manufacturers, brands, sellers, and stuff like that. So it makes sense that they are the biggest. But at the moment, North America is going to be, it's projected to grow even more. So 5G accounted devices were, well, not devices, 29% of all of the connections in the United States during 2023 were 5G related. And as I'm telling you, it's forecasted to grow. So this number will increase from 29, I'm not sure where, but we can say like 10% easily. So 197 million devices were connected to the 5G network in 2023. So the growth from 2023 to 2028 is expected to reach 700 million users. So from almost 200 users to almost 700 users. 700 million users, sorry about that. So as you can see, it's a growing market, and we're starting to see like the shift to 5G networks in most of our, well, I don't know about your ISP, but they are announcing like 5G this, 5G that, 5G everywhere. So yeah. So what does 5G mean for the market, the network market? So 5G compared to 4G is higher speed. 4G gives you a typical 100 megabytes per second, and it maxes around 1 gigabit per second. And 5G typically gives you from 100 to 1 gigabit, and on its peak, it gives you 10 gigabits. So it's 10 times faster than 4G it's 10 times faster than 4G when everything works like it should, like you're in the perfect location and there's no blocking of your signal, there's not a lot of devices near to you, you can get upwards to 10 gigabits. Also, it has lower latency. So 4G has around 30 to 50 millisecond latency, while 5G has latency as low as 1 to 10 milliseconds. So this enables real-time communication. So real quick, 5G, it's ultra fast. One second. 5G allows ultra fast downloads, HD streaming, and smoother experiences for data heavy applications, and lower latency for applications such as autonomous driving, remote surgery, online gaming, virtual reality, and augmented reality. So for real-time applications, 5G is recommended. 4G is not going anywhere anytime soon, but it's going to be saturated. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a couple of minutes. So 5G right now is being used in the industry mostly because it's still quite expensive. It's not like user consumer at the moment. It still has a high price point. Maybe it will start at the end of this year, will start going down in price thanks to its adoption. So I'm going to show you, this is a Root M50. This is a Teltonika 5G router. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a couple slides. So industrial 5G is data-driven design, decision made on real data, not assumptions. It improves performance, usability, and efficiency. So it also goes into data as a service markets. So you're thinking about cloud-based data, centralized data, accessible real-time, or even data analytics. So as 5G routers give you the ability to have real-time data transfer, data information, it's great for a lot of applications, security, and real-time data analytics. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but we are announcing in our cameras that they do have data analytics. So in the market, there are even some AI software that runs native, well, not native, that runs like third party on your system. So if you're communicating real-time information to the AI-driven software, it can make decisions, not like wait to download a report, analyze it, and work on it. It gives you real-time decision making. So you also have a real-time visibility. We're talking a little bit about that, like live monitoring of operations and systems. If you're connecting like 2 cameras, 4G is enough for your application. But if you're going a little bit higher, or are you more security focused, like you need something more reliable than 4G. Maybe you're afraid that you're gonna miss some frames due to the network latency or something like that. I would recommend 5G for those types of applications. It gives you predictive maintenance. What that means is that it uses sensors or data to predict failures and reduces downtime and maintenance costs. So let's talk a little bit about the Root M50 5G cellular router. So SA and NSA 5G means SA is just standalone, full 5G core, fast and low latency. And then NSA is when it's not standalone, it uses 4G core with 5G radio for broader compatibility, up to 3.4 gigabytes per second. So its maximum theoretical 5G download speed enables ultra-fast data and transfers and streaming. Also, LTE Cat 19 compatible. It just means it's can go back to advanced 4G LTE in standard. If the 5G network goes down, you have the possibility to just run it in 4G, like the fastest 4G speed that it's available. So if the 5G networks fail, you have speeds of up to 1.6 gigabits per second on its fallback. So on 5G, you're running an average. It can go up to 10 gigabits, but an average in most environments, it's running 3.4 gigabits per second. So if the 5G network goes down or becomes too saturated, you can fall back into 4G, and it will still give you 1.6 gigabytes per second. So a really powerful device. Also has some backup connectivity. So as it has 2 SIM cards, you can automatically switch. It has a failover. When one SIM card is failing or it's giving you lower speeds, you can jump into the other one. So you can ensure your communications no matter what. Well, if both networks fall, then we have a bigger problem, right? So yeah, we're talking about, let me show you. I don't know if you're following, we're also streaming this on another platform. So let me show you. Right now we're on the demo table, so I can show you like easier. So we have 4 Ethernet ports. We have 4 LAN and 1 WAN, and we have 2 SIM ports. So this is the power, and you have well, LEDs to just show you what you're connecting here. Also, you have for your antennas, you have your USB interface, you have mobile and Wi-Fi antennas, and also GNSS. That's basically like a GPS antenna. So you have 4 mobile antennas, 1 Wi-Fi antenna, well, sorry, 2 Wi-Fi antennas, 1 USB port, I don't know if you can see it there, the names, and 1 GPS antenna here. So let me share the presentation with you again. So yeah, you have your 5 gigabit Ethernet, dual band Wi-Fi, dual SIM, and GNSS, and USB. So what do we use all these applications for? Well, it's basically, let me show you some use cases. This is for a mobile coffee shop. So it's a small form 5G router for vehicle connectivity. Let me see if I'm sharing it. Okay. I don't know if I was sharing it with you correctly. Let me show it to you again. So we have 4 Ethernet LAN ports. We have 1 port. And we have on the back, we have our USB interface, 2 Wi-Fi antennas, 1 ground, and we have 4 mobile and 1 GPS. Sorry, I guess I stopped sharing my Microsoft PowerPoint window. Give me a second. Okay, so let's keep talking about the compact 5G router. So this 5G router is deployed to serve as a core connectivity device within a food truck. It connects to the internet via ultra-fast 5G networks, and it provides Wi-Fi access for wireless devices and connects to other devices using a TS101 switch. You can call it an automotive switch. It's a small 4-port switch. So you can see in the diagram, we have our little food truck here, and it's connected to our POS terminal, so the business can go anywhere and still charge with card, giving them convenience, not just cash. It's connected to a digital screen to stream some the menu or some ads if they want to stream ads for their business, and also connected to an IP camera just for security reasons. And you can access the camera whenever if the device is connected, you can access your camera from wherever you are. So all of that is managed by a switch that frees up space for the router. Can you connect it directly to the router, all of those devices? Yes, you can. Why are we recommending a switch? Well, it frees space for the router so it can just focus on sending the information to the cloud, to the internet, connected to the 5G networks. And we leave the switch to do all the local network management. So it's just a little recommendation. If you don't want to use the switch, that's fine. It's just maybe the network will be a little bit slower for you, but if you can manage that, then there's no problem with it. It's just, as a network engineer, it's what we recommend, right? Always recommend like safety features for your users. Okay, so another application, it's live streaming. So as you can see, we have our controller connected to our router. So all of the devices connected to the controller are being streamed to the internet through the route M52. It's a bigger form factor router, and it's sending all of that information to the streaming platform so they can access it from anywhere. So how this design basically works, it's just empowering live broadcasts like we're doing right now. Right now I'm connected to the Wi-Fi, but if I was paying them, if I had unlimited data, I would connect myself to the router and just stream from here, be from home. This opens up many like avenues. Like it's not only for businesses, like coffee shops, hotels maybe. You can even go like, okay, we want to stream video. We're in an expo. Let's say we're in an expo. We have to pay for internet. Well, we just gonna take one of this, connect it right inside and use it. But you're gonna tell me, hey, in expos, the network is really saturated by the amount of people there on their phones and stuff like that. Well, yeah, it's saturated, but it's saturated for the phone users. This is gonna have priority because you're connected. It's not doing like any extra work. Its only job is to get some mobile connection and send you like Wi-Fi signal. So it's going to be like, between all that noise, this can cut through. This give you a lot of priority. I have a customer that takes the smallest one, the Route 241, on trips. She needs to connect from the airport. She connects the device and just browses her laptop through using the Wi-Fi connection on the Route 240. And if you take it to an expo, it can also help you there. So dual 5G modems for seamless streaming, connects to the network's instant switchover, ensures you zero interruption, gives you low latency and load balancing, so it's real-time transmission and bandwidth optimization for smooth, stable streams, and gives you dual SIM and eSIM flexibility for whatever application you want to use it for. Also, there's versatile Wi-Fi 5. The 4G LTE routers give you Wi-Fi 4 connection, and you're gonna tell me why is it that like we're moving to Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7. It's being announced, and some products are starting to adapt. Well, you have to remember this is a router with some Wi-Fi applications, so if it's not its main job to provide you Wi-Fi, it's easier for access points to be connected and be Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi 7, Wi-Fi 6. I'm sorry, Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7. But for a router it's most of its use case application, it's mostly for sending your information from your local network to the internet as a whole. It has to do more processes, and it cannot be like, oh, it's Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 7. The 5G ones are Wi-Fi 5. The Route 956 that I have right here, this one, it's Wi-Fi 4. So if you're looking for a faster Wi-Fi speed, I would recommend the 5G ones. But if you want to connect your 4G router with an access point, that can give you your Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi 6 speed that you're looking for. You just kind of have to like see what your application requires. If you can go with the 4G and Wi-Fi 4 is okay with you, it's great. If you want to spend on 5G or 6G, 5G and the Wi-Fi 5 is not enough for you, you have to, there's a higher entry point for those types of applications, right? So we have to see what works with what we're trying to do. So last application, the Route M50, it's certified with T-Mobile, AT&T, and I think Verizon. And it has also FirstNet certification. What FirstNet is basically the certification that is required for first responders. So police officers, firemen, ambulances, those types of applications. So this 5G router is basically a lifeline for first responders. So it gives you 5G assurance when it matters. So as I'm telling you, what we've been saying, it has dual SIM, so it has instant failover, so you're never uncommunicated. And you know, police officers and fire trucks and ambulances are all over the city. There are some areas in the city that do not have a reliable communication or have a lower coverage. Sometimes maybe fire trucks are up in the mountains or some places that are not easily available for the wireless network or mobile network. So this is like an extra help with the extra antennas. You can also have some antenna accessories that go like on top of the ambulance, on top of the fire truck, to give them even more coverage. So it's just a reliable form of communication for these types of applications. You know, like sensitive applications, they cannot be interrupted. All of the devices are connected into the router and just sending all the information so it can be monitored into the central. So if we're doing any applications with first responders, this is FirstNet certified. It can work. It's recommended for these types of users. So we're done with that portion of the presentation. Let's talk about, I've been talking about 4G and 5G, and I mentioned at the start that 4G is going to become more saturated. So let me tell you why I think that, or why is that going to happen. So why is now the time to upgrade to 5G? So the 3G network is going to be shut down. And what's going to happen to all those 3G users? Well, the devices that only work in 3G and cannot jump into 4G, well, those are going to become obsolete. They're not going to be able to access the network anymore. But all of the devices that are 3G and 4G are going to stop using 3G and are going to jump into our 4G network. So the spectrum for the 4G, it's going to be saturated. Around the world, mobile operators are shutting down their 3G networks to repurpose the spectrum for 4G. So it's going to be a larger spectrum, but it's going to be more saturated. In countries like the US, Australia, New Zealand, and across some European countries, the 3G shutdown, it's already happening. It's not yet done, but this shift is having two major consequences. The spectrum used by the 3G is being allocated to enhance the network, which will better some speeds and latency. But with the disappearance of the 3G network, some older devices are forced to rely on the 4G network or are obsolete altogether. And this will give some strain to the LTE networks till they figure out how to route it better, or we adopt 5G in a faster capacity. So the shift means a decline in the 4G networks. It's going to be more congested, basically. You can see that we adopted 5G in 2019, and we're projected to grow. So 2019, we have an estimate of 6 to 8 years. So how many years since 2019? It's been 6. So we have 2 more years, give or take, till we jump to the next big thing. Probably like 5G LTE or something. I don't think we're 6G ready yet, but it's how it's shifting at the moment. So the real world speeds versus the theoretical speeds. 5G is the better option, even if the theoretical speeds are not ensured. 5G capable devices ensure a better performance compared to 4G devices. So the role of LTE categories are not all 4G connections are equal. LTE is divided into different categories, and older LTE categories such as Cat 4 or Cat 6 will be having lower speeds or will be more saturated. As we spoke with before, the Teltonika Root M50 has Cat 19 fallback, which is a 4G speed, but it's on the higher end. I think we're up to LTE Cat 21. So even if your 5G network is not available with the LTE Cat 19, with the Root M50, we have a fallback for faster 4G speeds than the saturated Cat 4, Cat 6. For example, the Root 240, 241, those are in Cat 4 or in Cat 6 respectively. So they're the smallest form factor, the lower price, lower barrier entry. So those will have a little bit more saturated networks. But by upgrading to 5G capable devices with LTE Cat 19, called LTE Cat 20 fallback, businesses can ensure they always get the best available performance, whether on 5G or advanced LTE networks. So the benefits of 5G over 4G. 5G isn't just faster speeds, it introduces network efficiency, lower latency, and improved reliability. By contrast, 5G's ability to manage higher device density ensures that connections remain stable and efficient. Even in high traffic environments, 5G significantly reduces response times, making real-time applications, like remote monitoring and industrial automation more efficient. 5G networks are designed to use less power per bit of data transmitted, making them more substantially for large-scale IoT deployments. Well, that was a mouthful. Okay, if you're hesitating to move to 5G, because, 5G is too expensive and coverage is still limited, these are valid points, but 5G hardware is becoming more affordable as we are adopting it. So if you're not yet there, maybe this year, maybe at the start of next year, we can see the prices go down. It's going to be easily adaptable for you. And as I was telling you, by 2028, 700 million devices will be on the 5G network. So in 3 years, basically, I think you might think 3 years is a lot, but I know the network moves quite fast and time is moving quite fast, at least for me. So I'm pretty sure 3 years will be like nothing, like water on your palms. It'll just run through. So getting the best of both worlds now, spending on 5G now will still give you the 4G fallback. It's like, 5G is limited. Well, you can buy a 5G device for your 4G coverage, and the moment the 5G is adopted, you will no longer need to change your device. So I'm just gonna finish this presentation with this final slide. If you want to take a screenshot, it's how to understand the signal bars. So for 4G and 5G signal strength, the quality is measured using 4 main indicators, which is RSSI, RSRP, RSRQ, CINR. So you have the definitions here in the presentation, and whenever you're doing networks, you can keep this as a cheat sheet, so you know you're getting good connection. If you're having trouble with your connection, you can go into you can access the device and look at the numbers and see what they mean. I know they're all in the negative, but that's kind of where you want them. If you're having positive, It depends on the parameters, but this is just a little explanation of what they are and how they work, and you can look at on the RSM, which is the Teltonika Remote Software Management software. You can look at all of the devices online and see how they're working and if you're in the right parameters for your connection. Yeah, so thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you learned something new. If you have any questions, if you want a presentation, you can send me an email at ricardo.flores@epcom.net, or you can call and ask to talk with me, and we can talk on the phone, see any new project you're looking at. I can share some Teltonika applications so you can get some ideas. Maybe you're thinking of doing something that has already been done by a Teltonika or a client of Teltonika that has shared their experience on how they did it, and that can guide you on your journey to find the best solutions for your clients. Well, thank you very much for your time, for spending the morning with us. Have a great day. Okay. Just one last thing for everybody that's watching on the stream. I'm gonna share a transition here. So this is the switch TSW202. It's a PO-capable switch with 8 ports and 2 SFP ports. It's small form factor. Has a DIN rail, and it's used mostly for industrial applications. All of the products are made in Lithuania, so you can see it right there. So if you're worried about Chinese equipment or Chinese products that will not fly on certain projects because they're made in China or by some company that's been named by the U.S. to have problems. It's the Ruden 50. You want to see it again? And all of these products are European. They're just paying the European tariff. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. And actually, Teltonika has a warehouse here in the States. So you don't have to worry. If it's already bonded, you don't have to worry about paying any tariffs. It's already been done. So, well, adding tariffs to a quote or something. It's already in the price. So this is the Route 956. It's a 4G router. I didn't show you. It's smaller than the Route 50, side by side. So yeah, it's smaller form factor. It's also dual SIM, GPS, 2 Wi-Fi antennas, and 2 mobile antennas. You have your USB, so you can talk to it. It also has some I/O ports, so you can connect some additional devices here. I just wanted to show you some of the Teltonika products. You can see them on the webpage. We also have them under order if you're looking for something we are not carrying at the moment in stock. But yeah, I hope you have a great day, and thank you for joining us.